Hello, my name is Adam Smith-Connor of New Forest Physiotherapy Clinic, and in this video I'm going to talk about shoulder replacement and rehabilitation. So shoulder replacements can be very good at relieving pain from severe arthritis in the shoulder. They're nowhere near as common as hip replacements or knee replacements, but they can happen for certain people where the degeneration in the shoulder is leading to such severe pain that it's necessary to do it. However, the outcomes with a shoulder replacement don't tend to be as good as the outcomes as you get with something like a hip or a knee replacement. The way that any joint replacement works is that where the hyaline cartilage has broken down due to arthritis, you start to get bone on bone grinding, and it becomes very inflamed and very painful. So on the model here, we've got the glenoid, which is the body side, if you like, on the shoulder blade. Here we've got the head of humerus here. Those should be nice, smooth, marble-like surfaces with the hyaline cartilage. But what can happen over time is that breaks down. You wear your way through the hyaline cartilage, so you end up with bone on bone. And by removing that damaged tissue and replacing it with metalwork, so they would replace the head of humerus here with a titanium head, and then on the acromion here you would have a high density plastic or maybe porcelain on this side here. So you don't have metal and metal, you don't want metal and metal, otherwise you get metal shards coming off. And by doing that, you're removing all the painful structures, you're removing the nerves that are in the bone, and you've got this inert sort of structure between the two, which causes no pain. However, you've got to do a lot of rehab after this surgery in order to get your movement back. Now, I have a theory that the reason a shoulder replacement generally doesn't tend to be as successful in terms of movement and strength is because it's too easy not to use it. If you have a knee replacement or a hip replacement, every time you get up out of the chair to walk across the room and make yourself a cup of tea, you have to use that leg. With a shoulder, it's quite easy not to use it and simply use the other arm. And that is why, in my opinion, shoulder replacements often aren't as successful. They can be very successful for pain relief, but aren't as successful in terms of function and movement. So absolutely critical that you do the rehab after a replacement shoulder. And the kinds of exercises you would be asked to do, I'm just going to move the skeleton out of the way here, would be things like I'll just move back a bit so you can see me a bit clearer. So pendular swings, just change that camera angle, just move it down a bit. So there we go. So pendular swings in the initial stages, just moving the arm across, maybe moving it back to front, possibly circling it one way, circling the other way. So using a bit of gravity to get some movement in the arm. Active assisted exercises. So that would be things like clasping your hands, trying to lift the arm up as far as you can and back down. That's a useful exercise. Walking your hands up and down the wall. Let me just move the skeleton out the way here and turn the camera angle a little bit. There we go. So you just walk your hands up as high as you can, walking into the wall and down up to the side, and then you would do it up to the front, up as far as you can and down. That can be very good as well, just to get some movement back. In the initial stages, you're going to want your elbow working, so maybe having a tin of beans, just flexing up and down with a tin of beans, at the elbow, at the wrist, keeping the wrist moving. As you get stronger, using a weight like a tin of beans. Let me just grab a weight. So I'm just using a bottle here. You could use a litre of water, by the way, is 1 kilogram. So half a litre, half a kilo. 2 litres, 2 kilos. So it's a good, water's quite a good way if you haven't got actual weights of gradually progressing. So start with a small bottle of Coke and then progress up to a 2-litre bottle. So the kind of thing you can do, just move back again, is just lifting up to the front. You might do that 10 times. Lifting out to the side, again, you might do that 5 to 10 times, maybe up to 20, 30 times as you get stronger, just to get the movement back. Using something like a broom handle, I'll just grab the broom handle. Again, this can be quite a good exercise. Change that camera angle. There we go. So, having a stick or broom handle and just lifting up to the front. But by having the broom, it just you can use your good arm to just assist the bad arm up, like so. Pushing out to the side and lifting up to the side as far as you can. Again, that can be quite a useful way of exercising and getting as much movement in there as possible. So I hope that's been useful to you. I can't overemphasize how important doing exercise after a shoulder replacement is. A relative of mine had a shoulder replacement, and yeah, it's really important that you do the exercises. So if that's you and you feel that you need a bit more input after your surgery, or perhaps you've just got an arthritic shoulder that you need some help with, then please give us a call. My number's 023 8008 9120. I'm based in Marchwood in the New Forest, Hampshire, near Southampton, and would love to see you. Thank you.